Rod, man, we are back. We took a week off. We apologize. But Herb had to go out of town, baby. I was on vacation, baby. But we're back and we're better than ever, man. Welcome to the PHIN Outta Water Football Show, May 12th, the glorious May 12th, because this is a special day. It is not just a regular day. It's my brother's birthday, man. Everybody in the chat, everybody that's watching, man, go ahead and give a round of applause to the homie Rod, man. Happy birthday, my boy. Happy birthday, my
Hey,
brother,
man,
man.
listen, man. I appreciate
Blessings.
that. No, man, I appreciate you, man. I had a pretty damn good birthday, bro. Like all things considered. I spent a weekend in a hotel. Shout out to my sister Jessie. You know what I'm saying? Paid for 2 nights for your boy. You know what I'm saying? To go chill downtown. So, I was just vibing, relaxing, went to the bar, by the pool. Just it was pretty dead because it was Mother's Day weekend. Like, I was kind of hoping I could hit on some cougars at the bar, but there was nothing. There was nothing there. So I just vibe, bro. I just chill because I didn't feel like walking to Las Olas. Like, Las
Yeah.
Olas, like when you're from South Florida, when you're 18, Las Olas is like, oh man, let's go to Las
Oh,
Olas.
nigga, that's the Mecca. That's the Omega, man. That's
Yeah,
the
man.
thing, man. We
Hey,
already got
appreciate
chats,
the love,
man. We
man.
already
Thank you,
saying
bro.
happy birthday, man. You already
Appreciate the
know,
love, man.
man.
36 years young. So,
36 years young, baby. Say it
that's it.
again, man. So, Rod, we are in the absolute dead zone of the football season, right? Like we scrapping for some. We scrapping right now. We
Big scrap.
scrapping.
Yeah,
But
big scrap.
luckily for us, there are some news. We have a bunch of things that we can talk about. One of the things that we're going to talk about, the scheduled release. Even though the full release is on Wednesday, May 14th, we kind of have our hands, you feel me, little birdie, drop some nuggets for us so we can devour and talk about as far as who the Dolphins are going to play and where the Dolphins are going to be playing, as well as, we got some rookie minicamp observations. And so, where do you want to start? You want to start with the schedule release? You want to start with the rookie minicamp, my boy? Because we
Um,
are talking Dolphins.
oh, excuse me. Let's do minicamp. Let's knock that out. Let's knock that out.
All right, man. Cool beans, man. First things first, man. Talking Dolphins rookie camp observations, man. So, everybody knows there's rookie minicamp. Then there's going to be the OTAs. Then there's going to be the real deal mini camps, but that's going to be closer to August, man. So rookie mini camp is awesome because you get your first time to see these rookies in the uniform, in the facility, in the going through the process of being with their new teams, bro. So a lot of the stuff that's coming out about camp is how Quinn Ewers looked, how a lot of the draft class looked. Quinn Ewers is talking like he a starter. Hey, bro, shout out to him.
Hey man, he's taking
Hey,
charge. He's grabbing the bull by his horns,
he's not
man.
acting like a 7th round pick at all. Hey, bro. Hey, I like it.
Respect.
If you ain't got nothing else, be confident, right? So, what are your thoughts? What do you got? What do you want to say about what you know about or what you've heard about the rookie minicamp for the Miami Dolphins, my guy?
Yeah, I did a little scouring for the Dolphins mini camp because obviously, this is a draft class that I'm actually, pretty excited about, all things considered. So, I have some notes here that I'm just gonna go through them that just for me doing some research over the weekend. First and foremost, man, the Dolphins have some big boys, Herbie. And I don't know if you've seen some of the pictures, but Herbie, like Kenneth Grant is a mammoth. There's a picture of Jonah Savania standing next to Mike McDaniel, and he looks like he could squeeze McDaniel by the head and just crush him, dog, like Invincible style. So, it makes me happy to. And then you see Patrick Paul because he was there to help greet the rookies. And it kind of makes me feel pretty good about our prospects going forward with some of these big boys that we got on the team. And so from what I'm seeing, Kenneth Grant, Herbie, so far it looks like he's as good as advertised, right? Like he looks like he could be a promising day one contributor, all things considered. Based on what people are reporting, guys like Omar Kelly, Marcel. There's also one of our undrafted free agents, Theo Weiss Jr. He also impressed over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? He was out there making awesome catches in traffic, high pointing the ball. He's really the only receiver that got any kind of traction. Like I didn't really hear much about any of the other guys. And that's cool, Herbie, because we already have a pretty loaded receiver room, right? We're just looking for some depth. because we got Tyreek still, we got Waddle, we have Malik Washington, we have Russ Booker Kine, who we got from the Titans. So we're just looking for some extra guys on the team, and who knows? Like maybe we might trade Tyreek Hill, right? That's what they're saying. That's what they're insinuating. We'll see what happens. But other than that, Ollie Gordon, he looked good. I heard there were some good things about Quinn Ewers. I seen some footage of Quinn throwing a pass to Ollie. Ollie made a nice little catch. It's funny, Herbie, because the thing about rookie minicamp is that there's really not too much you can take away from it, right? Like it's kind of like the first, it's the prologue to the football season, right? So right now it's just the rookies getting their feet wet. But all things considered, I've heard some light things about these guys, Herbie, and I'm looking forward to OTAs and training camp, and seeing what happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to
man.
it.
Listen, bro. I always like Ricky Minicamp, man. I like seeing what these guys really look like in pads in the process. You feel me? And then quickly, right? Like not aside from quarterbacks because it's so protected and it's so engineered to make the quarterbacks look good that
Right.
nobody has a bad minicamp, dude. The way they talked about Justin Fields, you would have thought Justin Fields was gonna be John Elway because of Ricky Minicamp, bro. Like. You feel me? So when it comes to quarterbacks, I take that shit with the finest grain of salt. But everybody else, wide receivers, offensive linemen, those are things that you really can't hide, especially dudes in the trenches, dog. If you ain't good, it's going to be very apparent very quickly. If you are good, it's going to be very apparent very quickly because you're not going against the starters, the rest of the team. You're going against other rookies. You're going against dudes that are trying out. You're going against undrafted free agents. So if you're not dominating in that aspect as a first or second round pick, we got problems. So Ricky Minicamp, you're supposed to be a showcase. It's supposed to go all well. If you hear bad stuff in Ricky Minicamp, you got a problem on your hands, bro. But
Real bad news.
I love it because it is the first sign that we are on the next phase onto the upcoming season, right? It's like when leaves turn orange, right? Like it's about to be fall. Like that's the version of what that is too. So I'm excited, man. I'm super excited, bro. So let's go on to the next stage, man. Let's talk about the schedule release or the rumored schedule release, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this up here, dog.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Now you good, bro. Bada bing, bada boom, man. So Miami Dolphins home and suspected away opponents, man. Obviously, we got the division opponents, right? So we're not even gonna talk about that, bro. But who are supposed to be, according to the leaks, you guys are getting a home game against the Ravens, a home game against the Bengals, a home game against the Saints, a home game against the Buccaneers, Chargers, and Commanders. Your away
Well, the
games.
Commanders might not be a real home game though.
That we'll get to that too. We will get to that too. Away, Colts, Panthers, Falcons, Steelers, and the Cleveland Browns. And like you were saying about the away game with the home game with the Commanders, is it if the home game is in Madrid, Spain, is it really a home game? Is it really a home game?
Like,
is it really a home? True in the building, baby. What's going on, man?
Let's go. Let's go, True.
All right, man. So how you feel about this, man?
Well, look, Herbie. It's so early. One thing I can say about at least what the Dolphin schedule looks like is that we were kind of just based on the information we have from the previous season. It just looks like they helped us out with the schedule, man, because we have a lot of our toughest games at home. We get Baltimore at home, we get Cincinnati at home, we get the Bucks at home. So and then you look at the away games. We get Cleveland away. Pittsburgh will probably still be tough just because of the organ. I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. I can't believe they still don't have a quarterback, Herbie.
Which is nuts. That's nuts. That's insane.
The Falcons,
that's utter
Panthers,
nonsense.
the Colts, like those are our away games. So those are some pretty winnable away games, depending on where the Dolphins are next year. But I'm excited to find out when and where these games are. How many primetime games we may get. I'm sure the game in Madrid will be a primetime game.
Most
considering
definitely.
Daniels and it's in Madrid. It'll probably be like an early game or something. But I'm looking forward to it, Herbie. Like the schedule, the official schedule release comes out this week, so we'll know about where teams are playing. I mean, I think the opening game is going to be the Chiefs, or at least the Chiefs and Chargers opener is going to be. I think it's going to be in Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. The Chiefs.
Uh, I think so. Yeah. I think because it's supposed to be 8 international games. You got Chiefs, Chargers, you guys. I didn't get to see the rest of the slate, but I know it is going to be a record 8, either 7 or 8 international games, which is,
Dude,
I
it's kind of
mean,
crazy. It's kind of crazy that they're going that route. And here's the thing: why would you do a division game? Like a division game, international to me is like, like damn, that's kind of an important game. Like there's so many other games on the schedule you could pick, especially with the Chiefs. But
I mean, listen, bro. This is what the NFL is trying to do. They're trying to expand. They're trying to touch every single region, right? Ironically, you guys sack NFL Europe just to try to get another team in Europe again, bro. So it's funny how things always come full circle, dog. And we already getting some good old ish talk. The boy
JPS.
JPS. Dolphins are gonna get smacked at home by the Ravens. LIT. Stop it, man. Like,
Listen, Herbie, this is one thing I will say, man. The Ravens are a team. They're probably the only team outside of the division that terrifies me every time we play them. Like outside of like 2 recent instances where we played them, usually they kick our ass. Like I've
yeah,
spent my life watching the Ravens just destroy. Ever since we beat them in '07, Herbie, and they were our lone win that season, they've
which is
made us
crazy.
pay. They've made us pay year after year after year. There was a couple years with Tua that we've beaten them, but for the most
Yeah, because
part,
y'all had that 24-point comeback, right? If I'm not mistaken.
we had that crazy comeback where Tua threw 6 touchdowns, and then the year before you had the game where Jacoby Brissett was stinking up the joint. It was 6-3 at the half. This is when we had Flores, when the defense was really good, and then Tua who could have played. This is how you know Flores was all over the place. Tua could have played, but they started Brissett. Tua ended up being the relief pitcher, and then we ended up winning the game because he came in and after the half. But yeah, those were the 2 like oddball instances where we overcame the Ravens, and like outside of that, 40-0, 56-21. Like Herbie, the Ravens, like that's a game I'm never looking forward to. Never.
Nah, man. It's funny because it's like when Lamar has those games, like he has his Heisman moments against the Dolphins, bro. I guess because he's home, he back at the crib, or he got family. You feel me? He shows out. Like it's personal what he does to the Miami Dolphins, bro.
Ridiculous, dog.
It's
Every time.
personal, dog. It's personal, man. But all in all, man, this is a good schedule, bro. You guys are playing the NFC South and the AFC North, man. So this y'all ain't got an easy schedule, bro. This is accurate, and this is what we're gonna see on Wednesday, May 14th. Y'all have a very tough road ahead of y'all. I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
But you know what though, Herbie? I'm happy about that because the Dolphins now, for the Dolphins to be a good team, if the Dolphins are going to make the playoffs, Herbie, they will really have to earn it this year coming up. It's not going to be like the last time we made the playoffs where 11 out of the fucking 17 teams that we played were under 500. So we know that the Dolphins can beat teams that they're better than. This is a schedule where we're playing a lot of teams that are around our level or better.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
we're gonna learn a lot about the Dolphins this season coming up, and a lot about this regime. I'm pretty sure this is probably gonna be the last year of Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer, but let's see what happens.
Let's see, and let's get to this last comment before we switch gears, man. What sucks is a lot of their players are local to the area, which is absolutely true. They have a lot of Broward players on that team, obviously, because their star quarterback is from Broward. So they're like, hey, let's get a lot of Floridians, man. Derrick Henry's from Florida. You know what I'm saying? The wide receiver they got is from Broward, bro. So they do have a lot of Broward dudes on that team, bro. So it does feel like a home game when they come here, man. So all right, man, let's switch gears though, man. So for the rest of the episode, we are going to do 2 things. One, because it is light, we are in the off season, bro. So we're like we said, man, we scrapping. We ain't gonna lie to y'all. We're honest. We're honest, man. We trying. We are scrapping that crack bowl, and it ain't a lot of stuff that's at there no more, man. That crack is dried up. That crack is dried up, fellas, ladies and gents, bro. So what we're gonna do, me and Rod had a really, really hilarious idea to do 2 things, man. I'm first going to react to the news of George Pickens coming to my quote unquote Dallas Cowboys, if you want to call it that at that point. And, you already know, man. No way. That
Shout
ain't
out to the boy
Tony.
Tony P.
That ain't Tony.
Tony P.
I'm about to break the air horn, man. Not Tony P.
Tony P. In the building.
It's the Presto in the building, man. What's up? But yeah,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
So we wanted to talk about George Pickens, man, and because George Pickens is one of the ultimate crash outs of all time, bro. It gave us the opportunity, man. Let's think about our favorite all-time wide receiver crash outs. And I am going to build the perfect wide receiver crash out, bro. Like, you're not going to want to miss this, man. But let's start with George Pickens, man. George Pickens is on the Dallas Cowboys. And all I can ask is why. Why would you bring a Y into Dallas? What do you think is going to happen, man? That boy finna have a switch by tomorrow, man. You can't bring a Y in to Dallas, Fort Worth. Are you crazy? Are you kidding me? But Jerry got to be Jerry, man. Jerry got to do Jerry things, bruh. That man is an oils man, bruh. He's always looking for a jug. No matter how many times stuff has to blow up in his face. Do we remember T.O. Terrell Owens? This is the same thing. But Terrell Owens is a first ballot Hall of Famer, top 5 wide receiver of all time. George Pickens is a extremely talented wide receiver that only wants to be a wide receiver for half of the game. It's not the same level of talent. So, which means you're not getting the same level of what you are willing to put up with. Now, granted, if you look at it holistically, you look at it from a business sense, it's a great chance to take. We don't have to pay him anything. We're not on the hook for anything, right? Like, the Steelers are pretty much paying for the rest of the salary. He is going to be motivated to want to play for a contract. And if we cut him, we're going to get that 3rd round pick back that we traded for him. I understand that. But what's the point? Like, what's the point? Right? Like there's nothing about the Dallas Cowboys that say they have the infrastructure and the culture to get the best out of George Pickens. Mike Tomlin said, I can't deal with this dude no more. And he had Antonio Brown.
That says it all, bro. That right there says it all. Honestly. Says it all, man.
Hey, if that don't tell you something, what will? What will? Hold on, let me get to some of these comments, man. Zay Flowers hangs out in Miller's Ale House. I've never caught him, but I did catch him in the Nunez.
He said his family. His family hangs out at.
His family. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Braylon Edwards, Steve. We'll get to him. Trust me, we got some names. Don't worry, Martin. We got them, dog. Don't worry, man. But yeah, bro. So, bro, it could be awesome. It could be, and again, I'm excited, low key. I love watching George Pickens play when he's actually focused on playing football. Like, when he's not on his YN, when he's not in NBA YoungBoy mode, when he's actually locked in on playing football, bro. Because he's the only person in the world that could do what he does. Some of the catches that George Pickens makes are truly mind-boggling. Or to quote the great Ricky Bobby, mind-boggling. It's a bottle in my mind watching him play, right? So the fan in me is excited, but I know where this leads. All roads leads to weapons of mass destruction, bruh. Fucking AT&T Stadium is going to explode, bruh, and not in a good way, bruh. Like, we know how this ends. We know how this ends. You think Brian Schottenheimer? You think George Pickens is gonna listen to Brian Schottenheimer? Are you serious? Are you serious? You think he gonna? That man not gonna respect Brian Schottenheimer? So yeah, man.
That man is sharing the locker room with Micah Parsons, Herbie. I'm ready. I'm ready for an explosion, man. I'm ready for a chemical reaction, my boy. Like I'm ready for it.
All right, man. So with that, man, let's get to some of our favorite crash outs, man. So, Rob, man, who are some of your all time? You could do some what's the word I'm looking for? You could do some OLIs. You feel me? Just outside. But who are the top crash out wide receivers to you, my brother?
So before I get into my top five, I will do some honorable mentions, right? Because
Of
we
course,
like
of
to
course,
represent.
of course, of course. There's
So
so many. You gotta have
it's
honorable mentions. There's so
it's
many.
it's, it's too
It's a
many.
lot. It's a lot.
So one of my honorable mentions, I'll first, and then I'll give you guys a little bit of brief, just to give us jog our memories. Santonio Holmes. People don't remember Santonio Holmes. He had multiple legal incidents, including domestic violence, drug-related arrests, social media drama. In the locker room, he was reportedly alienated by teammates in both Pittsburgh and New York, and he was stripped of his captaincy by the Jets. And he had his issues, right? Michael Irvin. We know about Michael Irvin, man. My man likes that booger sugar. You know what I'm saying? He had a high profile hotel room scandal in the '90s. This is something that's before my time where I could really know. I didn't even realize that. He was respected by his teammates, obviously because Michael Irvin was that dude, but he had a lot of things going on outside the field. Brandon Marshall, how can we forget? I can never forget him, Herbie. Uh, he had arrests and legal issues related to, surprise, surprise, domestic violence. Uh, Later on, he was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. Right? You had Dez Bryant. You had they say Chad Ochocinco, but Chad was just, to me, I just think Chad was a troll, bro. I don't think Chad was that controversial. Um, but now I'm gonna get into like my top five. The first on my top five might surprise some of y'all, but I'm gonna go with Josh Gordon as a crash out wide receiver, and here's why. He's in my top five simply because he had the potential to be possibly an all-time receiver. Like he put up crazy numbers in Cleveland with no quarterback, but he cause like and this is coming from a daily avid weed smoker. Like, bro, you had to let it go, bro. Or you had to just be smarter about how you moved about it. Like he just completely derailed his career for it, right? Um, and he continually violated the NFL substance abuse policy. You know what I'm saying? He was respected by teammates, but he had a lot of personal issues, and it's reported it created a lot of frustration with the teams that he was on, and it was created overall instability, right? And Josh Gordon could have been that dude. My number four is gonna be is gonna be Randy Moss. He was fined for pretending to moon fans. He criticized coaching decisions publicly. He had off-field incidents, like including a traffic incident. He called out coaches and teammates when he was frustrated. We all know how he mailed it in on the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? My number three is going to be Keyshawn. The thing with Keyshawn, he was suspended by the Bucks in '03 due to clashes with John Gruden and some teammates. Yeah, everybody remembers Keyshawn, man. And you see how Keyshawn is on TV. It's not surprising. Then you got T.O. Now, Herbie, you could talk about T.O. Like I remember, everybody knows about T.O. That's my quarterback. T.O. was one of the most toxic players in the history of football. One of the most talented players in history of football. Top three wideout, in my opinion, of all time. But T.O. was easily one of the biggest crash outs. I had it half a mind to put Steve Smith, but I don't think Steve Smith is that much like that big, right? So my last two that I have for y'all for my crash outs, Plaxico Burress, Herbie. I'm sorry, rank high on the list. You got to rank high on the list if you shoot yourself in the leg of the club, Herbie. Like, it doesn't get more crash out than that. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't get more crash out than that. And then you have Antonio Brown, who's the clear, easy number one. Like AB has such a long laundry list of ridiculousness
He's
that
the crash
I don't
out
need to say
goat.
anything.
He's the
Everybody knew
crash
where I was
out
going.
goat. He's better at being a crash out than anybody else is at. He's better at being a crash out than Albert Einstein was at being a physicist, bro. He's the greatest he's greater at crashing out than anybody has ever been in any other thing, bro. He's better at being a crash out than Isaac Newton was doing calculus, bro. That's how, like, Nobody will ever touch Antonio Brown. The absolute crash out king,
The
man.
ultimate crash out.
So I love all the names that you got. You feel me? It brought me the blast for the blast. Like with Keyshawn Johnson. The man wrote a book while he was in the league called Just Give Me the Damn Ball. That's elite crash out energy. You
Elite.
feel me? Elite, man. So, Rod, I think it's the perfect time, man. I think we need to grab all of these attributes, great attributes from these all-time crash out wide receivers, man. And then we are going to do what we're going to do now, Rod. We're going to make the ultimate crash out, man. So,
Let's get it.
Let's get it, baby. All right, man. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. The ultimate crash out. The worst possible wide receiver ever, man. Starting. First things first, man. I need Andre Johnson's hands. Because you saw he did the Cortland Finnegan. You seen it. Hands. Andre Johnson. Gotta have it. Gotta have it for your crash out, man. Gotta have it. What's a crash out without baby mama drama, man? Give me that, man. Give me that.
Tyreek was going to be a part of it.
Tyreek Hill. You cannot have a crash out wide receiver without having like 8 baby mamas and all the kind of drama, man. Coming on, man. What is a crash out without CTE, man? Yeah, give me that Antonio Brown CTE. You feel me? I need that, man. What is a crash out without the QB killer gene, bro? Terrell Owens. Give me all of that, man. Give me the QB killer gene. We are making an incredible crash out, man. And last but not least, man, we need YN energy, man. George Pickens, man. Give me George Pickens YN energy, man. We just built the ultimate crash out, ladies and gentlemen, man. Round of applause, man. We just put together a marvelous crash out, man. Marvelous crash out, man.
Honestly, Herbie, that's one of the most terrifying receivers of all time, Herbie.
Terrifying.
The locker room will wither away as soon as he walks in, dog. Like Shigaraki from My Hero. Just wither away.
Oh my God. Now that's a crash out, man. That's a crash out, man. So all right, man. So that is going to be it for that, man. What we're going to do now, man, we are going to transition all the way, right? So I want to go ahead and share this story while I do have some 2 guests coming on, our mutual friends that me and Rod know. We're going to be bringing them on for this portion of the show. So to the people that's viewing, we know this is a football podcast. Bear with us, right? But your boy has started to gain a little bit of love for hockey. I've been watching some hockey playoffs. Being the only black guy in a bar at the Hood Bar watching hockey was a very interesting experience because niggas was looking at me like I was crazy because I was going crazy for a very, very non-black man sport, which is hockey. But I am a fan of hockey now. I love it. Hold on. I love it. I'm fully invested, man. So I wanted to have these 2 guests on to bridge the gap between hockey and football, man, and see that there's some little commonalities between the 2 sports, bro. So let's go ahead and get that. But let me go ahead and get some of these what's right here, man. AB was trying to kill Tony and trying to comedy. This is true. I love Vic, but dude was a franchise QB. Why? Whoa, hey, man. We'll get to the crash out quarterback episode. Don't worry, man. We'll get to that, man.
Randy, shout out to Randy.
Yes, honorable mention, Brandon Marshall. Absolutely.
Us Dolphins fans, we
man.
know. We have personal
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So, we got Josh. And we got Cameron.
What up, y'all?
To the show.
Let's go.
Welcome, man. John, Cam, what is up? How you guys doing, bro? Welcome to the PHIN Outta Water podcast, man. So, John, we see you panted out, baby, already, man. Right. We see the gear, man. The Ice Cats is in the building, man. The Ice Cats is in the building, man. So let's get right into it, man. Where did the love? Because I know, Cam, John, I know you guys love football and hockey, so it's not like y'all are whatever, right? So, what is What do y'all like about hockey, and how does that apply to football? I'm gonna start with you, John.
You're on mute, brother.
I got you. You good? You good?
Okay.
Forgot to unmute me, man. God damn
Yeah,
it.
yeah. My bad.
All right, I'm on now. You guys can hear me?
We can hear you, bro.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I was gonna say it's just a really physical, fast-paced game. I think that's the best part that stands out to me. Obviously, the fights. Another big sport that I'm into is UFC. So, um, that's something that's a little unrelatable to the NFL because you don't see a whole lot of fights in the NFL. So, but yeah, it's just a fast-paced game.
And you, Cam.
For me, like JP said, it's fast paced. It's pretty much never boring. It's the type of sport you can throw on, not be interested in a team at all, but you can watch the game and have a good time. Like other sports, it could be really hard to put your heart into anything if you're not into the team. Personally, I grew up playing both street hockey, football. You know, whoever had the biggest backyard, we were switching up between football in the back, hockey on the streets, so always fell in love with it. Those were my two main things growing up. I worked at Incredible Ice, I saw the Cats get to practice way back in the day in the early 2000s. Been going to the games since I was a kid, they moved the stadium from Miami to Sunrise
Yeah.
back in like 94. So I've just been always going to games, just grew up loving it. And it's great to see it blowing up more than ever, especially bringing the Stanley Cup home to South Florida, finally where it belongs, and hopefully one more time too, two in a row. Time to take out the Lightning for good. That's what I'm here to say.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's
I love
hilarious
that.
how
This
the
is our
Lightning
state.
were like the thorn in our side for so many years, bro.
I'm
We-
actually staring at four game pucks from when we beat the Lightning last year, from
Yeah.
the away games and the home games right now that
And
I
we
got in a
packed
trophy
their
case on my
asses
TV.
up,
Exactly.
man. We
Uh,
packed their asses up, man.
My
So
girlfriend's sister is the biggest Lightning fan, and I fucking keep him as a trophy in my house. So every time she comes over, she has to look at him and know I fucking hate the Lightning.
Yeah.
so it's funny. It's funny that you said that about hockey, Cam, because that's pretty much what happened to me, right? Like I have been, there's a void that the Dolphins have left. I've been apathetic. I mean, the Dolphins, the Cowboys. Rod could attest to that void, but the Dallas Cowboys, there's been a void. I have not cared about a team at all in a very long time. I'm apathetic to the Dallas Cowboys, and I was watching the playoffs the other day on vacation when they played. I think it was game 2 against the Tampa Bay, not Tampa Bay, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
And I found myself slamming the couch because they kept up giving calls.
Yeah.
And I said, what is this? What is this feeling? Is this passion? Is this energy towards a professional team? I forgot I could do that. And I have been hooked ever since. And that's why I wanted you to have you guys on, because I want to show love to hockey, because from black people, I mean, obviously, in urban areas, there is no crossover, bro. Like, there's none, right? Like I said, I was at the bar, a hood bar, and I was the only person that was watching the hockey game, right? I had to ask them to put the hockey game on. So there is no crossover. So I don't know if that's just my lens, but do you guys see that there's more crossover between football fans and hockey fans on your end?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely since the Four Nations tournament that happened this year. I've definitely noticed a lot of my black friends as well have been jumping on the hockey this year more than ever. You're not alone. Like I said, when I came across your post on Facebook, you were like one of maybe 15 posts that I saw of people who were like getting interested in hockey that didn't know when to start, like where to start with it, didn't know what team they were going to like, they just found themselves watching it and they were like, holy shit, this is what this is all about. So
This shit is fire. Yeah, go ahead, Rod. Sorry, cut you off.
My hockey experience is kind of, even though I've never like followed hockey completely, like I'll catch a game here and there. But when I was back in college, like one of my good friends, my boy Joey, shout out to Joey and Megan, who got married, and I think they have kids now. Man, I got to catch up with my college friends. But my boy Joey was a huge Lightning fan, and this was back in like the 2014s, 2015. Back then the Lightning were winning championships like all the time. So I started watching with the Lightning games, but I didn't gravitate towards the team like that. Me being from South Florida, I had been to Panthers games before. I
Yeah.
remember when Panthers games were cheap as hell. You used to be able to get a suite for like $100. Like it wasn't like I used to go like with some of my coworkers that when I used to work at Publix, there was a guy in the meat department who was a huge Panthers fan. So he would always get a suite and he'd be like, "Yo, man, just shoot me like $60 and you could come through." And I'd be like, "All right, cool." And what I got from it was hockey is probably one of the funnest sports to watch live. Like it's a
Oh, yeah.
totally different experience
For
watching
sure.
hockey live as
For sure.
opposed to watching it on TV because you feel the impact, you feel the fragility of the arena. You know what I'm saying? And like the fast paced action is right in front of you, and it's just hockey is like a real underrated sport to be honest with you, Herbie, because how hard is it to hit that puck into a net with a big fat motherfucker guarding that shit? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like,
That's been training since he was probably 5 years old to stop pucks. I mean, that's a whole other
Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids, we're
In
not talking
Russia,
about
nonetheless.
some Russian kid.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
these kids aren't going to college. Their dads are buying the gear at 4 years old, and they're going from here all the way to the top. Some go to college. Obviously, there is like a college to NHL
Or they
route,
slide out. They
but
slide out the womb right into a pair of skates.
yeah. The parents usually are ready to get them going like super early on. So you got these people once they make it to the NHL. I mean, that's another beautiful thing. You're watching like artists at work. These people are at the top of their craft. No one's there on accident, really. And if they are, I mean, by next game they could automatically be back in the AHL, which if the minor leagues, if you want to put it that
Right,
way. So
got
NHL,
you.
AHL, but it can be game for game for somebody's career. The next game they could be back playing for 100-seater. You know what I mean? Or more than that, but get the picture. These guys are at the top of their game. That's why when you see it playoff hockey, it's a different sport. That's a whole other thing I love about it. It is completely different from that last game of the regular season to playoff hockey, and you see it instantly. Even if you don't really watch hockey too much, you can see that change. Just another great thing about the sport too.
Okay, so I want to do something real quick with you guys, man. So I'm gonna go back and forth. So we're gonna start with you, Cam, and then the next is gonna be you, John, and back and forth. All right. So this or that, random, spitfire. You're gonna answer hockey or football. Starting with you, Cam. Better live atmosphere, hockey or football?
Hockey.
Definitely hockey. Yeah, for sure.
Prettier cheerleaders, John, hockey or football?
Ooh.
I've actually known quite a few people that have cheered for both the Panthers and the Dolphins down here.
Yeah, they're around.
So, and I don't know how many of those like how hard it is to like cross over, and like maybe it's the same company that runs like the modeling agency that runs for the cheerleaders, but I don't know if there might be a lot of crossing over. So I can't say that one's better than the other. I mean, I know the Dolphins had their calendar for a long time back in their heyday, but
that Dolphins calendar got me through many nights. Da-ding. All right, better tailgate, Cam.
Football, honestly.
I'm from Buffalo, man, so I gotta say football.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And I went to FSU, so you know how that goes.
Facts.
Yeah, the FSU tailgates were legendary. Those are some benders. Those are some benders.
If you make it to the game, you're lucky.
All right. Who more likely to get free beer? Hockey game or a football game?
Well, if you go to the Corona Club, it's free beer the whole game, but you pay the ticket. So I don't know. I guess I've had more
what
free
I'm
beer.
saying is, that's basically like a tailgate question. Like somebody just randomly pop. Basically, I'm saying who has nicer people. You'll find nicer fans at a hockey game or a football game, John.
Oh, I'd definitely say hockey. Even when it's against a rivalry team like Boston or like Toronto, like it's outside of hockey, they're usually really nice. When it comes to, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Dolphins fans and Patriots fans or Dolphins fans and Jet fans together. They're not friendly, bro. They're not friendly at all.
You never
I
see
live
videos
in
of
enemy territory. Dolphins fans are not. When you can finally find a Dolphins fan that stays the whole game because they lose so goddamn often, they're not really friendly.
Relax, man. Relax, dog.
Man,
You still this a Dolphins podcast, man. Relax, man.
Just wait for him to go off.
Get that Buffalo bullshit out of here, all right? Relax, all right? Relax, all right? Relax, man. Okay, all right. So one last thing that we wanted to do. John, I know I asked you. Mm-hmm. Can you give us all the AFC East teams, but their hockey counter? Like, this team is the Miami Dolphins of the NHL. This team is the Buffalo Bills of the NHL, man. So with this Dolphins podcast, go ahead and you could if you could think on the fly, you can too. You can give yours as well, Cam. But who is the Miami Dolphins of the NHL? Let's start with them, obviously.
I think the Miami Dolphins are like the Edmonton Oilers. They got two elite receivers. The Oilers have an elite forward and an elite center. Obviously, Dolphins have Tyreek Hill, and they have Jalen Waddle. The Edmonton Oilers have Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, which he's considered like the fucking top NHL player in the world.
Modern GOAT.
But and like the top hockey player in the world. But for some reason, he can't win a championship. And the Oilers, if you don't know, they went on like a dynasty streak in the 80s. They had Wayne Gretzky and Mark Messier and quite a few other players on the team. And if you talk to a Canadian Oilers fan, they fucking stick to that really hard. And like the Dolphins fans with the 72 Dolphins, even though they can't even name the quarterbacks that were on that team, they always go, Dan Marino.
I can name the quarterbacks, but
Yeah,
I just can't claim
I know you can. I know you can because you're an intelligent individual, but you're not the common Dolphins fan either. So you're somebody that actually
fan
the game.
slams each other through tables, bro.
Your
fan base pours mustard on each other naked in 20-degree weather and slam each other through the table. All right, we're not going to talk about the intelligence of any fan bases. All right, we will not take any more slander.
Listen,
right?
you would love to jump through a table on fire.
I would absolutely love to jump through a table. Come on now, let's be honest. But still, it's still a stupid thing to do. But go on.
But back to it. Obviously, they both live in the past heyday. Almost, like I said, 72 Dolphins, 80s Oilers. And then on top of that, like Tua makes a lot of mistakes. He's kind of like the recent goalie for the Oilers that they just let go in, I think, 2023. His name is Jack Campbell. Anytime he was under pressure, he would just fumble the bag. A goal would go in, they'd lose a game, and, that's that.
Ouch.
Yeah. So, it's like Tua in the playoffs. Oh, it's a little too cold.
He got one game, man. and it was literally a historically cold game. Let's stop it.
Historically.
All right, man. Your team, your Buffalo Bills. Who is the Buffalo Bills of the NHL, man?
So a different way on this.
And don't go soft either. Don't softball it either.
I'm not going soft. It was like I couldn't really find a team that was like because the NHL is different. Like a majority of the teams have won the Stanley Cup. There's only a few teams that haven't won the Stanley Cup. And I think all right, let me put it this way. Let's start with the Jets. Because the Jets, there's no fucking NHL team like the Jets. The Jets are truly just dog shit. They're so bad. and the worst NHL team, the worst NHL team on any given day can beat the best NHL team any given day. It's one of those things where, whether it be the salary cap and not being able to stack all the really good players together, like, the Chicago Blackhawks or the Buffalo Sabres could beat the Panthers any day, especially when it comes to injuries and all this stuff. So it's something like that. Now, the way that I went with who's like the Buffalo Bills, I went with the pre-Josh Allen Buffalo Bills. And I said the Buffalo Sabres because, like the Buffalo Bills, every good, talented player they've ever had before Josh Allen came to the team, now they have a bunch of nobodies and Josh Allen. Every good player, whether it was Sammy Watkins, Nigel Braden, Ronald Darby, Frank Reich, Chris Hogan, all went to other teams to win championships. And that's just like the Buffalo Sabres, where you had Jack Eichel, Sam Reinhart, Dominic Hasek, Ryan O'Reilly, Zach Bogosian, Carter Verhaeghe. Kyle Okposo was just on the most recent Panthers team that won the Stanley Cup. We got him halfway through the season, stole their captain. So I think pre-Josh Allen Buffalo Bills is the way to go with the Buffalo Sabres. I think they're very similar.
And New England Patriots.
I would just say the Boston Bruins. When it comes to championships, when it comes to their fans' mentality and how they are, just, cocky, shit talking, fun to drink with, though. They are fun to drink with. I can't lie. And obviously, the Bruins and the Patriots have both had dynasty teams. So
yeah, that's actually pretty on the nose. Like
Yeah.
I didn't even really think of that, but when you say that, yeah, it's like that's pretty there, man.
I was
All
going
right,
to say pretty much all the Patriots, all the Boston sports are pretty symbiotic. They're all
for
relatively
real.
Yes,
similar.
extremely.
Yeah.
The biggest disappointment are the Sox. Trust me, I know.
Yeah. The Babe Ruth curse, baby.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, man. Who my Dallas Cowboys, man? Who's my Dallas Cowboys, man?
San Jose Sharks for sure.
Why is
And
that?
if you don't know, they're the worst team in the NHL.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I don't know. That's a hard one.
Team that's reliving their old past of what they used to do and
Maybe
who
the
they
Red
used
Wings
to
are
be.
You
Detroit
can say
Red Wings?
Detroit Red
No.
Wings or Chicago Blackhawks, maybe. Chicago
team that
has
Blackhawks
like
have
a
one of
good
the greatest
history,
young
but it
players.
hasn't been good lately.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
I got one for
You
the
know what?
Steelers if I
You know
can.
what?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd probably say the
Hold that
Montreal.
thought, Cam. Hold that thought.
Yeah.
I'd probably say the Dallas Cowboys are similar to the Montreal Canadiens. In terms of they get into the playoffs because of their defense is like usually pretty good, but when they get into the playoffs, they have a scoring problem, and that's why they're not in the playoffs anymore this season. So that would be probably who I compare them to.
Man,
They're
just
not
find
bad.
whoever shits the bed, man, when the pressure's on, man. That's the Dallas Cowboys, man.
Yeah.
Who you got for the Steelers, Cam?
So the Minnesota Wild, because they just can't make it past the first round of playoffs. Ever.
Yeah, that sounds like
That's
the
a
Steelers.
Steelers joke. I don't know if anybody's a Steelers fan.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, man. Okay. We got a little bit more time, bro. Any last things y'all want to touch on before we get up out of here, you guys?
What do you guys think about that game? The last two games, actually. I think we talked about being on here 2 games ago. So you were watching it. What did you think about the game?
So I was on a boat yesterday, so I didn't get to see the game yesterday, but I did see
You
the
watched
game on
game
Friday.
3, right?
I watched game 3. That was on Friday. I almost had a heart attack because every single fucking time the puck was ricocheting off of somebody. I'm like, just get the fuck away from the goal.
A lot of sloppy bounces in that one for sure.
Hey, just get the fuck away. Stay. I don't care. And I'm over here yelling like, dude, I don't watch hockey. It's like the first game I watched in God knows how long. I don't know the rules of this shit, but that shit drove me insane, bro.
That was a particularly heart attack inducing one because OT, 1 goal and it's over. And they're just busting that. That is chaos. Hockey can turn into chaos. There's no stopping. Refs let a lot more stuff go, and it just turns into just even like an avid watcher has no idea what's going on. Sometimes the shit's just hitting the fan.
Nah, bro. Like,
Daddy Marchand came in the clutch though with that overtime goal.
Our boy from Boston came and won the game.
We picked him up on free agents, or we picked him up before the trade deadline for a 2nd round pick, possibly a 1st round pick, 2 years from now. So, and he's apparently he's a Maple Leaf killer. So,
dude, I was like I told John earlier, and I told Rod, watching playoff hockey is like watching Uncut Gems, but for 3 hours.
Yo, that's perfect.
Like, it's literally like watching Uncut Gems the whole time. I'm like, how do y'all do this? Like, I'm gonna have a heart attack, like legit, dog. Like,
it gets
this
bad
is
during playoffs.
now we just gotta get you to a game.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm 100% going next season. That's like without question. Like, listen, because this is the only Broward team, so I really want to invest in the Broward team that we have. But I really was like, oh my God, I think I'm like legit a fan, and it just happened overnight, man. So,
are you gonna be a Dallas Stars fan though, or are you gonna be a Florida Panthers fan?
I'm a Florida Panthers fan. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just saying, bro. You're a Dallas fan, so
listen. That was a terrible decision that I'm never gonna make again. That was a mistake. That was a 30-year mistake, dude. Like, I made that mistake 20 years ago, dog. Don't bring me back to that. I don't want to relive those fucking terrible memories, man.
Dallas and hockey is better than Dallas and football, though.
Yeah, man, but listen, I have the choice now, right? Like, I have the choice with intelligence. I don't have a young mind who just said, "Ooh, look at those colors. Those are cool." No, I am grown. I am
Those are the
making an
colors you liked
intelligent.
as a kid?
Bro, who doesn't like silver and metallic blue? That's kind of
Me.
fire, dog. Then you got the
Me, that
star
shit's
in the
ugly.
middle. In the middle, that shit's fire, bro. It's America's
Bro.
team, dog. Don't do that.
Bro,
Bro, stop being a hater, man. Stop being a hater, man.
They were the bad guys in the Little Giants, man. I don't know.
Man, I loved it, man. Listen, I loved it, and it was a terrible decision, bro. Listen, this is my do-over, dog. This is my chance, my new chance at life. Right? This is what it is to me, man. I am a Florida Panther fan, man. But with that, man, we're gonna go ahead and call it, man. Appreciate you, Cam. Appreciate you, John, bro. It was a pleasure.
It, my friend.
We definitely gonna have you.
Boys.
Absolutely. Because this is a football product, we really didn't get to dive into it, bro. So we'll figure something out so we can have you guys on and have a longer episode, stuff like that, man. So Rob, bro, appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Thank you everybody for being here once again, man. Thank you guys for taking time out your day to hop on the live with us, man. And yeah, Rod, don't watch hockey. Don't get into it, bro. Your heart is not going to take it, bro.
No. We're all going to the game together, bro.
I'm going to the bar. You're coming over.
Like, just be a casual fan, bro. Don't put your heart in this shit, dog. This shit'll do you worse than a bad bitch, bro. A bad bitch don't break hearts as bad as fucking hockey could do it, bro. This shit is terrible.
Now's the perfect time to jump on that wagon, dog.
All right, man. We'll see y'all next week, man. Deuces.